Going live. You are live. All right. We are live. Hello, everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear us, and we've got audio and everything. I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to look at this because this is a live feed. Yes, okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Talk Back with the Blind Life. I am here, Sam, and Rachel is also here.
Hello.
And you should be able to hear both of us. We've got a microphone set up. So if anybody is in here, please let us know in the chat if you can hear both of us.
There are 4 people in here, but
Excellent.
I'm having a hard time seeing
There's
who it is. I know there's a place to, but...
Yeah, so you guys that are in here, just let us know if you can hear us all right. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down with the audio to the mime. If you can hear, give a thumbs up. If no hear, thumbs down.
No one's responded yet, but...
Okay, there is a delay.
There's a delay.
It's like a 30-second delay.
Okay, shall I go ahead and start this?
Yeah, and then we're also going to be live streaming on TikTok as well. So if anybody is watching this in the future, that's what we're going to be doing. We'll get started here with our questions and everything here in a second, once everybody is kind of all situated.
Okay, you're on TikTok now.
Excellent. We are on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. We're doing like a behind the scenes for TikTok. So, has anybody commented yet?
Okay, I got some thumbs up. I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. And let me know if you guys can hear Rachel, too. You should be able to.
Stevie says they can't hear us, but everyone else says they can.
Uh-oh.
Turn up your volume, Stevie.
Yeah.
It might be on your end.
Yeah. So, okay. So, if anybody is in TikTok land, this is a behind the scenes. We're doing a live stream over on YouTube, where we are going to be answering some comments and answering questions in the chat. So if you're watching on TikTok, jump on over to the Blind Life YouTube channel. What?
You just said tic-tac.
Tic-tac. I always say it.
Are you 80?
If you're
my dad.
If you're over on the ticky-tacky, join us on YouTube. That's the point of the whole thing. YouTube.com/theblindlife and join our live stream. Okay, so Talk Back with the Blind Life. We do this every single month, although we actually didn't do it last month. We were a little slow this year, but it's basically where we go back and we answer some comments from the previous couple of videos prior to making the video. So just to kind of answer some comments live on in a video for you guys. And we're doing it live stream this time. This is the first time we're doing this. Hopefully this is a nice little format for you guys, nice little change. So if you have any questions, Rachel's going to be monitoring the chat as well. She's got a lot of work to do today.
I'm like, what the heck, man? I've got no free hands over here.
She's monitoring TikTok, the chat.
Page of questions.
Questions. I can get you a desk or something.
Next time.
Yeah.
You just got a new member, Nasco, I think. So.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. New member.
And
yeah.
Stevie can hear us, so we're
Excellent. Good. We'll talk about membership here in a little bit. Once, more people get in here, I'll make an announcement about that. Just real quick, I guess I should recap kind of some things that have gone on lately. I just got back from ATIA down in Orlando. That's the big second largest assistive technology conference that's held every year here in the U.S. It was in person again. Actually, it was kind of a hybrid, in person and virtual. So I was excited to go back and see all the cool tech and all of that. If I saw you out there, I did meet a couple viewers walking around. That was really cool. It was great to meet you guys in person. I always love doing that. So, but as far as cool technology, there were a couple things, a couple highlights, and in fact, I'm making a highlight video. I'm currently editing. I got clips of just about all the really cool stuff, and I'm going to put together a highlight video, so that will be coming out soon as well.
Okay, well, we got like 35 people in the YouTube chat, and 5 over at TikTok. So
Awesome.
hi to the TikTok people.
Hello, TikTok. I can't see the TikTok. There they are.
That's because you're blind.
Yeah, that's because I can't. It's not the bright light or anything. But look, TikTok, if you guys want to interact, jump on over to YouTube. We're going to be doing answering questions and stuff in the chat over on YouTube. Rachel's kind of monitoring TikTok, but she's probably going to be monitoring YouTube more. So The Blind Life YouTube channel, youtube.com/theblindlife. Join us.
I will try to keep up with both, but it's a lot. So.
Yeah.
But Barry's here, I saw.
What's up, Barry?
Gosh, a whole bunch of people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Will says hi from France. Bonjour, bienvenue.
Oh my goodness, France. What time is it there?
I think it's pretty late, right?
Yeah, it's got to be like middle of the night over there. So, Will, thank you very much, Will. I appreciate it. Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour.
Going into your Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
Okay, so should we jump into the questions?
Yeah, let's start answering.
So the main point of this particular live was we're doing the TalkBack video if you missed that earlier. So
yep.
We're answering some questions from some previous
recent videos.
Thank you. Okay, the first video that we're going to answer some questions about was the Justin Bishop video. He's the pro skateboarder who's visually impaired.
Yes, yeah. And Barry, speaking of Barry, he was there for that experience. That was really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so Sharon Brown said, that was great stuff, made me smile. I'm a beginner with a vision impairment, and now the occasional tears make sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because Justin talked a lot about, in that video, if you haven't seen it, he talked a lot about his transition from being sighted. He has RP. He's got a kind of a unique RP. Not a lot of people have it, where he lost his central vision first, and it worked its way out. Usually RP is the opposite. But he talked about how it was very difficult for him, and he was glad that when he got to that point where he was past being low vision, he was totally blind, or at least almost totally blind, because he struggled a lot with that in between time. He can't see well, and he's not totally blind. He's kind of riding that fence, like I like to say. A lot of us are riding that fence.
I'd say that's your life.
Yeah, I've been riding that fence for 30 years now. Starting to chafe.
You're like thankful for it. You're thankful for all of the vision you have.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You kind of, I think, you land where you're at, and you make do with it.
Yeah, but it is true. It's like you don't know which world you should fall in, the sighted world or the blind world. You're kind of teetering on that edge.
Wow, we've got someone here from India. There's someone on TikTok from Latvia.
Wow, awesome. International. Hey, guys.
And a bunch of Southerners, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee.
Roll Tide.
I immediately went into a Southern accent. Okay, you all are going to have to bear with me because Sam, I think, got these notes by using talk to text, and I'm sure if you're visually impaired, you know
I dictated
results of that sometimes.
Yeah.
So some of this I'm not
Just
sure.
do your best.
I'm going to do my best. This is Maryland board, and then it has a bunch of letters together that don't make a word.
Oh.
It says, love this interview. I work as a vision rehabilitation therapist for the blind. A wonderful interview to share with our consumers who may not feel they can follow activities they used to enjoy. Good luck with getting it in the Paralympics. Thank you, Sam, for your channel. I share with all my consumers.
Yeah. So, because, Justin's main thing is he's a professional skateboarder, and even won a championship right before we did the video. And he's all about getting out there and just doing it, just going for it. I think one of the quotes, which I've talked to people about, this would make a great T-shirt. It's reckless, blind and reckless. Hashtag blind and reckless. And he's just like, just go for it, live your life. And I think that's a great message.
Yeah, and I think that's something that has helped Sam in his life, is that you're not afraid to try things. You don't always succeed, and but I think that's something that with a lot of people, that as they lose their vision, they feel like they're losing all these things in their life, and you need, you may be losing the way you did it before, but a lot of things you can still do, just in a different way. But it's a matter of figuring out a way, and sometimes you figure out a way and you're like, no, this sucks, I don't want to do it like this.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But you may stumble upon something really cool. So
yeah, well, I think that's a great point, is that you may not succeed, and that's okay. At least you tried.
Yeah.
I'd much rather try and fail than not to have tried.
Yeah. Okay. Next video we're going to talk about is the Stella Go video. Miss Michelle/Valerie Wilkins said, "Thanks for another great video, Sam. Love the variety of products you review. I'm already on the Stella Go and it's the most versatile tool I have bought myself since I had retina issues. It is beyond handy to be able to use it in various locations around the house. I worked in television with high quality studio lighting for decades, and this is a high quality instrument with high quality LEDs. I've even gone back to doing jigsaw puzzles that I had given up with the use of my Stella Go, which Sam loves that light."
I do. I'm surprised I don't have it next to me right now.
I actually am surprised as well. He carries it around the house with him, pretty regularly.
Yeah, well, like the other day I was making sliders, and I needed some extra light in the kitchen to assemble my slider masterpiece. So I brought the Stella Go in, just set it right next to it, and it works great. It worked fantastic. And go ahead.
Okay, I was going to go ahead and before you talk too much more about that particular light, there's another comment about the light that may play as well. Says it looks like a nice light and the wireless charging pad is a nice idea, but in my opinion it isn't worth the price. There are lights on Amazon that honestly don't look any different, minus the wireless charging, and probably are lower quality. Also, in its design for the visually impaired, having touch buttons is a huge oversight.
Yeah, so that was kind of a common question. Is people said, you can get cheaper lights, at big box stores or online. And I think the key word is cheaper. It's like if you want quality, you kind of have to pay for quality. The person touched on, it's really high quality LEDs, and it's built as a professional device, and so unfortunately that kind of bears a professional price tag on sometimes. The charging thing is awesome. I love the wireless charging, the portability. So it just, it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
I use it all the time, though.
Yeah.
And
you do, but if we're being completely truthful, you probably wouldn't have sought it out and purchased it at that price, having not had the opportunity to try it first and realized how awesome it was.
Yeah, if I didn't know, and if I hadn't, watched a video like mine and got some, little information about it prior to, I probably wouldn't have. But also, real quickly, a little preview teaser, more Stella lighting videos coming out soon.
So someone in the live chat, Nick, just said, when you are reviewing the products, could you also talk about the prices?
So
this comes up super frequently.
I think there's a question on here, a comment that someone talks about the pricing. So most of the time I do mention the pricing. I save it to the end because, I want everybody to kind of listen to all the features and all the facts and everything before they just completely shut it down because of the pricing. But I do mention the pricing in a lot of videos. Some videos I don't, and it's partly because the number one comment I get is, this is too expensive, why should we have to pay this much for something? And I get it, I totally get it. But as I've said before, it's my job as a reviewer to take the product and take the facts and take the specs and all that and present that to you guys, tell you what it does, tell you how it does it, and then you guys make the decision if it's too expensive for you. That's not my job. That part doesn't fall on me. That's for you guys. But I do try to do videos about not expensive items. I've got a video coming out soon about a magnifier that costs $16. I try to show less expensive stuff. But I also want to cover a wide range. There are people that can't afford these things. And the other reason, one of the reasons why I don't sometimes say the price is because I get yelled at if I don't. If I say it, I get yelled at. If I don't say it, I get yelled at. And of course, I don't mean literally yelled at. It's figuratively. I get the comments that I never say the price. But if I say the price, then that's all the comments are is, oh, why is it so expensive?
Yeah, and I feel like every item anymore, you should just have the disclaimer: this is assistive technology. It's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just the world we live in.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're trying to convince people to buy something. You're just showing people what's available.
Showing what it does, how long the battery lasts, what the resolution is, and then if I like it or not, if it's something that works for me, and then let you guys decide.
Hey, TikTok people. Sam is also live on his YouTube channel, The Blind Life, on YouTube. And I'm trying to follow chat in both, but I'm doing a better job on YouTube. So you might want to hop over to YouTube and join the live stream there, so that if you want to participate in the chat and stuff.
Yeah. TikTok's getting the behind the scenes angle here.
Yeah. They get to see how Sam pulls his pajama pants up above his knees.
Can you see that?
Hot.
It's hot in here with all these lights. Yeah, TikTok gets to see that I'm wearing pajama pants. Business up top, casual down below.
Pulled up above his knees.
Can we go with the next question, please?
Sorry. Okay. Well, here's another question that someone in the YouTube chat said. Do you normally purchase your products before you do a review, or these are the review units given to you by the manufacturers? And it's both. It's both,
yeah. Sometimes I'll buy something. Sometimes it's like, my Samsung smartwatch. I bought that myself, and then I can use that to make a bunch of videos. My iPhone, I bought that, and then I can use that to make a bunch of videos.
Pretty much all the kitchen gadgets.
Yeah.
Your handheld magnifier that you use, like, all the time.
Yeah.
The Eschenbach magnifier.
Yeah,
so
but
a lot of it he's purchased himself.
Yeah, but some things are sent to me. Very few I get to keep, unless it's the small things. Like that $16 magnifier I mentioned. I get to keep that, even though I'm not going to, it's not strong enough for me. But the big stuff, like the wearable devices, no, I have to send those back. I don't get to keep them.
Yeah. He did get to keep the Stella Go, though.
I did keep the Stella Go.
Was that part of the deal originally, or did you, beg them to be able to keep it because you loved it so much?
I was kind of an add-in. I'm like, okay, guys, I want to keep this. Can we work something out here? And I've done that before. I'm like, okay, I know we agreed on this, but can we change that so that I can keep the device, because it's really awesome.
Okay. The next video that we were going to talk about was the Windows 11 accessibility video.
Mm-hmm.
Live Simmer said, great video. So I've been liking Windows 11 and agree that this new version is basically a visual update with the same Windows 10 accessibility features.
Yeah, it's Windows 11. For all intents and purposes, it seems to just be a new skin on top of Windows, a new visual interface. I mean, they have done a ton of stuff and upgraded a lot of stuff and improved a lot of stuff, but for the most part, if you right-click on the desktop and bring up your context menu, it has all the same stuff, it just looks slightly different. And then there's even a section at the bottom that says more, and if you click on that, it brings up the old menu. It's one of those things like, okay, why? But all right. It brings up the old style menu. So it just seems to be, mostly visual. Except, I will say, the themes have gotten improved, an upgrade. And I've got a theme video coming out very soon, including the new contrast themes, which I really like those. That's coming out soon.
Okay, another comment was, I'm still using Windows 10 on my current laptop that can't upgrade to Windows 11, but it's nice to see the options available if I do get a new PC with Windows 11. Thanks for the video.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention real quickly that a lot of people are having, the main issue they're having with upgrading that's keeping them from upgrading is the TPM, Trusted Protocol Manager or something like that, Trusted Privacy Manager, something like that. And that's the only thing that their computer is not compatible with upgrading. And usually, 99% of the time, if you have a computer that's more recent than like 2013, it has it in there, it's just not turned on. So you just need to research your own computer and what type of motherboard you have, because it's done through the BIOS on the motherboard. It's super easy to do for the most part. I did it the other day on my main computer downstairs. I will say the BIOS, motherboard BIOS, which is just their settings for the motherboard, it's not accessible. There's no accessibility, so you might need to have someone help you. I was up on my screen with my magnifier trying to read the stuff.
Because I don't help them.
You weren't home. You would have helped me. But it's literally like, it's disabled, you click enable, and then it's done, and then your computer should be ready to go. Now that is, unless you have some other limitations like graphics card or hardware limitations. But look into that first. PC Health Check. PC Health Checker. It's a program you can download, and that will test the compatibility for Windows 11.
Don't you wish you had that button? You're disabled, and then you just click the button, and then you're enabled.
Yeah. That's a good one. I need to make that a t-shirt. Disabled, enabled, and a little hand clicking the enabled. I don't want to be disabled anymore.
Okay, on TikTok, SMGAR01 said, "Hi, I like to do crafts, and it's hard because I have no color. Can you recommend an app that will describe color?" A lot of them don't work very well.
And yeah, unfortunately, digital color identifiers are notoriously bad. There's actually a physical device. I think it's called Color Eyes or something like that. It's old. It's really old. It uses a light bulb and will tell you what colors the thing is. And it surprisingly works really well. American Printing House for the Blind has a device also. I believe it's called Star Stream or something. It sounds like a transformer, but it's like $400. But it's supposed to be really good too. It's an actual device. But as far as apps, Seeing AI has a color option in it. There are standalone color apps, color identifying apps. But unless you're like next to a window or in a bright environment with really bright lights like this, they're just notoriously bad.
Okay, we have a bunch of questions in here. So let me see here. Dark Queen is on. She was thanking me for my hard work.
She's working
Thanks,
hard.
Dark Queen.
Thanks, Queen.
Okay, Danielle Shaw. Hi, I have a quick question about what kind of watch that you have. I am legally blind and I have not been able to find one that I can see the numbers. What do you recommend? You can't see the numbers on any of yours, can you?
No, I can't. There are large print watches, but they're just ugly in my opinion. They're not stylish, and I'm sorry, but even though I can't see, I still want to be kind of stylish,
In his pajama pants full of sleeves.
You're breaking the fourth wall or whatever it's called. They're not supposed to know that I'm wearing pajama pants and bare feet. But back to the question.
Sam uses his phone as his watch the majority of the time, and he puts a large widget on the home screen of his phone.
I ask the Amazon Echo all the time what time it is. I'll ask my phone. I have either VoiceOver or TalkBack turned on my phone, and it tells me the time. But as far as a watch, I have the Samsung Galaxy S3 Classic, I think is what it's called. It's an older smartwatch, Samsung smartwatch. I think the Galaxy Watch is the current one. And it works great it has great accessibility. I've done a video about that, smartwatch accessibility, if you search for that. And then I also have the Apple Watch. I think it's the Apple Watch SE, maybe, something like that.
Which a viewer gave you generously.
Which, a viewer sent to me so I could use that for videos, and huge thank you to them. And that works great, too, as far as the accessibility. I have my issues with it. Tapping. Does anybody have an Apple Watch? Leave a comment in the chat. The double tapping with VoiceOver turned on, it doesn't register my double taps at all. And I know why it is. It's because, when I'm tapping, my wrist gives, and so it doesn't register the taps. I have to hold on to the watch and then double tap, or put my arm flat on a table and double tap so it doesn't move. It's so frustrating. Anyway, that's going to come up in a future video. Don't worry.
Okay, so someone named Let's Do a Vlog with Alexa and Google Home says, I have a question, sir. Do you think that VoiceOver is better than TalkBack, or TalkBack is better than VoiceOver?
That is...
Them's fighting words.
That's the debate that will rage throughout history. There
used to be a very clear answer to you, right?
It used to be and it still kind of is a very clear answer. And just so you know, I've done several videos on this topic, which is better for blind people, iPhone or Android. As far as the screen reader alone, I think, and even though I'm a big Android fan, I still think VoiceOver is better than TalkBack. The gap used to be much larger, like Rachel said, but it is closing. TalkBack's getting really, really good, and it's getting closer, but VoiceOver still works better in more situations. What I like to say is VoiceOver is less frustrating than TalkBack. They're both frustrating in certain situations. It's mainly because Apple iOS is so strict and so regulated. You know, they're like, you're going to make an app. Okay, you need to have the back button up here. You need to have the edit button up in the top right corner. This needs to be here. This needs to be here. And there's no deviating from that. So VoiceOver doesn't have to work as hard. Everything's in the same spots. Whereas Android's like a keg party. They're like, whatever, you want to put a button in the middle of the screen? Yeah, go for it. They don't care. So TalkBack has to work harder in those situations. So I think ultimately VoiceOver is still on top as far as that's concerned. Screen magnifier, the opposite. I think Android has a better screen magnifier.
Okay, I wanted to let SM Gar on TikTok know that several people in the YouTube chat have given suggestions for color identifying apps.
Oh, cool.
So you might want to hop over there, but just real quick, someone said Color Picker, someone said Colorino.
Colorino, that's what it is.
Is that the one you were talking
That's
about?
the device, yeah, I think. Sorry.
I like that little fist bump. It reminds me of
device.
that meme with the little baby. Yeah. Okay. Someone, Randall Hyatt's asking, do you know where I can get the No Jab cane?
It was on Amazon. I don't know if he's still so. Oh, yeah, it's actually being sold also through Ambutech now. And you can go to nojab.com, I think. That's his official website. So I think it's still on Amazon. He partnered up with Ambutech, so you could check there as well. Ambutech's website, you might have some luck there. Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Okay. Boo Boo Bang Bang says, I have Stargardt, so I'm trying to watch YouTube videos for guitar lessons while playing. Any recommendations on iPad stands that I can position close while playing guitar? And I mentioned that because I was thinking the tube, that modular tube system.
Modularhose.com. I did a video, modularhose.com. If you search modular hose on YouTube, you'll see my video. But in my video, I'm playing guitar. Because it's a very long, flexible arm, so you can get it up. I'll do it this way. You can get it up over where the guitar would be, so you can get it nice and close. It works really well. I also do it on my monitor is set on a desk mounted arm, so that allows me to pull it closer. So that does kind of work. I can kind of get right up to the desk and pull it up closer to me. But yeah, modularhose.com. They've got some great stuff.
Okay. April Kidwell just said, my husband just got diagnosed with Stargardt's. He's 26, and this has come very unexpected for us. Any advice on how I can help support him? We are still trying to do a lot of research.
I say congratulations. Welcome to the team. There's a great online presence for Stargardt's. A lot of Facebook groups. Just search Stargardt's. You'll find a ton of Facebook groups. Actually, you should answer this question. You're my support.
I think the big thing for me that is, taken me years to learn is don't assume that he needs help with things, but don't always wait for him to ask either, which is a very fine line to walk, and I sometimes get it wrong. But he does need help sometimes, but he doesn't like to be made to feel like he's helpless. So I think that's a big part of it. And you will come to learn certain things. Like, our whole family is just used to reading menus out loud, or reading the menu, like the menu board at a fast food restaurant, or if we walk out of a place and it's gotten dark, I'll just always hold his hand. I don't guide him like
come over here.
Well, I mean, I don't do it as if, oh, this is a blind man and I need to hand him my arm, but it's like, I just hold his hand because a curb can sneak up on him and stuff like that. But I mean, it's going to be hard for him for a while, and I think a lot of supporting him is just being understanding of that, because it's a loss, he's gonna, there is, as much as you try really hard to keep your independence, there are some things that he's going to lose his independence in, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being distracted because we have a battery backup that's beeping at us.
Yeah, the main thing about Stargardts too is we lose our detail vision. So, but we still have our peripheral. So unless he, is one of the few that it gets really bad, which it does for some people, we see just all the big stuff around us. We just can't see the detail. So it's the detail things that we need help with, like reading menus, reading anything really. But, and as far as like, if it's in good lighting, going up and down stairs, all of that stuff we can handle pretty well. And then, in low light situations, Rachel just holds my hand, and that's all I need, because I know if her body goes down, there's a step, I need to go down too,
Yeah.
So. Or,
if there's an unexpected step, I'll say, hey, watch out, there's a step coming up, or, whatever. But, and I think also just, this is something that I struggle with, but I should be better about, is when he does get like frustrated with things, is just like let him be frustrated, even if that means I need to walk away from him because he's being kind of the butthead or whatever. But like,
she's talking about
everyone's allowed to be frustrated when things are difficult or not going their way or disappointing or whatever, and just allowing that to be and being like, I get it,
Yeah, because I have bad days.
Yeah.
Still all the time, really. I don't let you guys see it.
I wouldn't say all the time.
No, but quite often. It's little things.
It's not bad days. It's bad little, 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, then I'm fine.
Yeah. Boo Boo Bang Bang said, Sam, do finger push-ups so you can get that double tap.
I do.
Okay. RMK of MD said, what is your favorite magnifying device for watching TV? I don't think you have one. It's called a large monitor pulled close to your face.
Yeah, people always ask me about watching television, and that's one of the main things I run into when I'm working with my clients at work. Reading, driving, watching television, those are like the top three. Driving's always number one, but reading's always number two. But my solution for watching television, it's not crazy, fancy, or technical. It's like, get a larger television and sit closer. There's really, some of these devices, these wearables, work for watching television. None of them have ever worked for me. The Vision Buddy is really, really cool, but it's just not practical for me personally. I just like, downstairs at my computer, I have a 40-inch 4K television as my monitor, and I sit at my computer desk, and I'm about 8 inches away from the television, and I watch television that way. And that works well enough for me, because when I'm close enough, I can utilize my peripheral to kind of see the scene and everything. I can't see characters' faces. I can't see what color eyes they have. If there's text on the screen, I can't see any of that. And that's fine. It sucks, but... Which,
as a wife, if we're watching together, I am trained. I always read text on the screen, which I actually catch myself doing it when he's not watching with me, and I'm sure people are like, oh my God, shut up.
Yeah, like, we can read it too.
Yeah.
But it's good enough. It works. I enjoy television. I'm watching Ozark on Netflix right now, which is a crazy show.
Can you pull that screen up? The TikTok people would be able to see you.
See, what do you mean?
No, is it on a mount that is?
Yeah.
So TikTok people, if you watch Sam, see that monitor he has up there, which this is not as big as his TV downstairs, but it's on a
monitor arm.
A monitor arm, so he can move it around and pull it up close. This one is not as close as downstairs, but downstairs it's mounted to our wall, and he doesn't have a corner desk, so it's different.
Yeah.
But he can pull it up really close to his face.
And this is a 32-inch, and I have a 40-inch downstairs.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's what he does. Okay, shall we go back to video comments?
Yeah.
Okay, the Onyx video.
Onyx, that was a popular video.
Matt Phillips says, I keep coming back for it to play. I'm curious how this stacks up against the Iris Vision Live.
I think that's supposed to be Matt Filipinko.
Oh, it says Matt Phillip Income.
I was hurrying with the dictation. Filipinko.
Okay.
So the Onyx is a new wearable device. If you guys didn't watch the video, I recommend going and checking it out. TikTok, you guys, I'm talking to you. I did a TikTok actually about the Onyx, but It does not compare to the Live, and it shouldn't be compared to the Live. They're completely different. The Live uses, the Iris Vision Live, it uses a Samsung phone and a Samsung camera and the Samsung screen and the Samsung phone processing power. And it does all that stuff, and so it has a really great image and all of that. But it's also over $1,000 more expensive. The Onyx is a cheaper, less expensive, not necessarily cheaper, but less expensive wearable device that is kind of bare bones, right? It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It does magnification, it does color changing, it does do object detection, so it'll tell you if you're holding a cup or something like that. But it doesn't do YouTube, it doesn't take pictures and all of that and store pictures like the Iris Vision does. It doesn't do OCR, but it also, once again, doesn't have that higher price tag.
Okay, and then Albert Sivan.
I think it's Seven.
Okay, I only have 2% vision due to multiple strokes. Will this device work for me? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I get this question all the time. I have X vision impairment, will X device work for me? And I have no idea. Honestly, it's impossible for me to know if this is going to work for you because everyone's vision is so different. Possibly it depends on, basically these wearable devices are essentially like electronic binoculars. So if binoculars or a telescope help you, then chances are good that this is going to help you as well. Like I said, that's why I always recommend people try it out if they can before they buy it, because, like I said earlier, I can tell you the features, I can tell you the specs and all that, and if it works for me. But past that, I have no idea if it's going to work for you or not.
Yeah, and I think it's important for, there's been so many, I don't know if you mentioned this because I was reading stuff, but there's been so many companies in the past that have done this, now the blind can see, and, just these claims that are just not true. If you do not have vision, you're not going to be able to, if you have no usable vision, putting a magnifying device on your face is not going to give you vision.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating that some of these companies have really fed on that, and it's false advertising. I just don't like it. It's just gonna, if the vision you have, if you have a really bad astigmatism, having this is not going to make that clearer. It's not going to make your vision clear. It's just going to enlarge what you have.
Yeah, or if you have no central vision loss, you have a large blind spot, you're still going to have that blind spot, but you might be able to see things better, but that blind spot's still going to be there. I mean, mine is still there when I put on one of these devices, but magnifying it, bringing it closer and brightening the image, all of those things do help me.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name on TikTok. Bree Sweat.
Oh, it's Bree.
Oh.
That's my coworker, Bree.
Oh, that's Bree. Okay. It's all swooshed together. Okay. She said, Sam, are you filming in your jammies?
I am. Yes, Bree. I am.
I've already given him a really hard time about it, Bree. He kind of forgot that this camera's set up so people can see that, because on YouTube, they can't see it.
If it were appropriate, I would come into the office in my jammies. And I think Bree would too. She can't deny it, but I know she would as well.
He literally, the second he comes home, he changes into him. If we're going to be in and out throughout the day, he's in and out of his pajama pants all day long. Because he cannot, sit down at home. I'm like Mr. Rogers. But his pajama pants.
Taking off the shoes and putting on the house shoes. I'm putting on the pajamas.
Okay, James Jordan said, it does look and work cool. I'm curious how much it costs, roughly.
Yeah, still talking about the Onyx. And once again, I said the price in the video. It's clear that maybe James didn't watch all of the video because I did say it at the end. It's like $1,799, so right at $1,800.
And then John Phillips said, hey Sam, does this device connect to the telephone via Bluetooth or does it connect via Wi-Fi? How does it get its data for the AI? That would be interesting to know.
No, it does not connect to a phone or Wi-Fi or anything like that. Once again, bare bones. I imagine it has it's for the object detection. I imagine that's what he's asking about. and it must just have some database built into it that it can identify these objects. It does not connect to anything that I know of. I don't believe it does. I didn't connect it to anything.
Okay, and last of the TalkBack questions, Mike Addicts, which again, I don't know if that's actually what it's supposed to be, says, how does it work for walking around? Does it have good depth perception?
No. And none of these wearables do, because, depth perception you get from having two eyes, and they take the image and send it in, and the stereoscopic image, your brain puts it together, and that's how you see depth. So with all these wearables only having one camera, they can't get, the one camera splits the image into two, but you don't have two true images. So none of these wearable devices do depth perception very well. Looking through any kind of camera, you don't get good depth perception. So the one nice thing about the Onyx, though, is it does have good peripheral, like the peripheral's wide open. So technically, if you were in a familiar location, you probably could walk around like in your home. I would not recommend it, and it's really not recommended with any wearable device to walk around while wearing them.
It's just dangerous.
Out and about. Yeah. I had one person ask if they could use it to ride a bicycle. No, absolutely not. That is way dangerous.
Or drive.
Driving, people have asked that too, like eSight, can you use it to drive? No, absolutely not. No wearable, no electronic device is rated or okayed for driving. Even bioptics, the bioptic glasses that you do use for bioptic driving, they even have an electronic version of bioptic glasses that has like autofocus built into it. And even them, they say, no, you cannot drive with these glasses, because if something were to fail while you were out, it could
Batteries
be very,
die.
very bad. Yeah. So you cannot rely on those. So walking around, maybe. Anything more than that, no.
Carrie on TikTok asked, have you reviewed the Iris Vision Inspire?
I have not officially reviewed the Iris Vision Inspire. I have one. It's sitting like right back there. And I don't know quite yet. I'm still in the early stages of having the device, so I don't know if there's a video coming anytime soon. I'm doing an evaluation period for Iris Vision.
Like not for his YouTube channel,
not for YouTube,
for them,
just,
like as a consultant.
Consulting. Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay.
I tell you more, but I signed a little piece of paper that says I can't tell you any more than that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Non-disclosure.
Yep.
Okay. Joker Alice says, I have a 3-year-old nephew. I can't see him all the time. Are there anything you could share? I'm trying to have him be verbal when showing me toys or when he does something. I mean, when Skylar, our daughter, was little, if he went out and about with her, he always dressed her in bright clothing.
Yeah, super bright clothing. Like if we went to the playground or something.
And if he spends a lot of time with you, I feel like kids just learn. It didn't take that long. I mean, I remember Skylar being very little, and when she would go to show something to Sam, she would shove it like right in his face, like really, really like too close for him to be able to see it. But I think just when you can't see something, asking him to describe it or whatever. I mean, I think the kids adapt really quickly. I know that Skylar did. I mean, it's just been her life always. So she's very good at noticing when things might be trip hazards or explaining things or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it's like training an animal. As insensitive as that sounds, it's like training a dog, where you have to kind of constantly reinforce it. If they hand you something, just be like, okay, what color is it? Is it blue? Is this a blue cup? And then tell, I don't remember if it said granddaughter, grandkid, or niece or something.
A nephew.
Tell auntie what color it is. It's just reinforcing that each time, to eventually it will become second nature for them.
Okay, Kelly Pruitt said, can anyone recommend a clothes identification dot? I love my family, but I will have a shirt on backwards or inside out. Also, a lot of clothes don't have tags. Thanks. I just have to add, Kelly, that being married to someone with low vision also means I could have my clothes backwards or inside out, and he doesn't see it to tell me.
No.
So it goes both ways.
For me personally, the shirts, the seam here on the shoulder, it's higher up in the back than it is in the front. So that's how I always find the front or the back. And then the seam, feels differently on the inside than it does on the outside. But there's little things like, I'm sitting here playing with a safety pin. I don't know why there's a safety pin in my studio here, but I'm sitting here playing with it.
Sam's a fidgeter.
I'm a fidgeter. Some people will use safety pins and pin it to the inside because this can go through the wash and it's not going to hurt it at all, and it adds a tactile indication of the whichever way you want to have it marked, I guess you could say. But as far as there are Braille clothing identifying pins that you can get, if you read Braille, you can sew them into your clothing, and it's more for colors. It has the colors listed, but you could use that. If you sew it in a certain place, like the front right hem of the shirt, it's going to be in the same spot each time. That would help you orientate the shirt. And
Sam does get his shirts inside out.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Too. Yeah.
Or just don't care. That's my thing.
Luigi on TikTok said kids definitely learn faster than spouses.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing with spouses too, is it's just kind of keep reinforcing that this is important. I know it's a pain in the butt to put the coffee mugs back in the same place every single time, but it's important. It's important for me.
I'm sorry, I've already passed it, but someone asked how you maintain your beard.
I don't. I have to take it to a barber. I have to go.
He packs it in his bag.
Come on, let's go. I have to go to a barber, which was tough during COVID because at least here in Kentucky, they weren't. It was a long time before they would work on facial hair. They were cutting regular hair long before they got the okay to do facial hair. So during that time, I had my daughter Skylar cut it for me. But I can't, because I can't see myself in the mirror. So that's why I apologize. But in some of my videos, I've got a pretty big, bushy mountain man kind of a beard. And it's just like, I'm not loving it either, right? I don't want this to be on my face either. But this is, I can't get to a barber, so.
And I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I can trim the mustache part okay, but I do not like trimming the beard. But Skylar does a good job.
She does do a good job, yeah.
Okay. Nancy Perrine says, hi, I'm a new member. Thank you, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you. TikTok, if you guys are still there, head on over to the Blind Life YouTube channel and you can jump in the chat with us.
Lee, a BCB volunteer, is here.
Oh, thank you, Lee.
And she said she was asking if you tried the WeWalk cane, which he has a video, or probably more than one video, don't you, on YouTube?
I do. I've got about 3 or 4 videos on the WeWalk cane. Yeah. I have tried it. Yes. Yeah. It's check out my video, I guess. I've got my feelings about it here, good and bad.
I can't imagine anyone would use that as their everyday, all the time cane. Or maybe someone does.
They're selling them. They must, yeah.
Well, I mean, I could see you using it at certain times. I mean, like you use different canes for different
that's
purposes.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a specialty kind of cane.
And then, Celine James says, can you recommend some televisions that have inbuilt screen readers? Are there some?
Yeah, actually, my Samsung Smart TVs have a screen reader built in, and it works really well. I was very surprised when I found it. I've got a video about that, of course. So smart TVs probably, I haven't tried any others like LG or anything, but if it's a smart TV, it probably has some type of accessibility. The other thing is basically all of the streaming platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, Fire TV, they all have really good accessibility, screen readers and magnification.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to dig. I mean,
yeah.
Sam's new camera has accessibility that he did not realize it had. So.
Shh, we're not saying that yet.
Okay, sorry.
It's a surprise.
Okay. Chad Andrelli said, also, when it comes to watching TV, once you get used to it, audio description is amazing. And
fantastic.
Yeah, Boo Boo Bang Bang said audio description was a huge blessing while he binged Ozark. so much action, and man, that Marty.
Oh my gosh, it is. I'm only on the first season, and it's like, no. Yeah, so audio description, and apparently I haven't seen it, but a lot of people have been talking about the Olympics have had some great audio description. If anybody's watching that, I think on NBC they're doing audio description. But my only issue with audio description, and maybe people can relate, is that they spoil everything. It spoils everything. You know, because I'm watching the show at the same time that I'm getting the audio description. You know, I get the audio description for the small details that I'm missing visually, but I'm watching. So it's like, you know, yeah, Marty punches John in the face, and I'm like, he hasn't, oh, he just did. He just punched John. It's like, it ruins everything all the time. You know?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Marty didn't get electrocuted. Like, what? Oh, yeah, he didn't. Oh, that's a bummer.
Vendetta 14 says hi.
Hello, Vendetta.
Dark Angel 276 says, what are your opinions on the Cloverbook Pro, and how would you compare it to the Prodigy Connect 12? I currently use a Connect 12, and I'm looking into getting a Cloverbook because it looks better.
First of all, Dark Angel, fantastic name. We loved Dark Angel when that was on that show.
Yeah, that was a great show.
So I would recommend checking out my Cloverbook Pro video. I loved the Cloverbook. That's by far my favorite foldable, small form factor digital magnifier.
Oh yeah, I remember you really liked that.
I really like that. It's got a built-in camera. You know, you don't have to plug it in like the Connect. You plug in a camera. It's built in. It's just really well made, and then you can get that second screen that goes on the back to add like dual screen setup. I really like that device. I would recommend it. Check out my video.
Boo Bang Bang says, Sam, what are your favorite earbuds for private voiceover listening while still being able to hear sounds in the surroundings? Do you have anything good like that? Because the main headphones that he uses when he's watching TV and stuff, he cannot hear his surroundings. I have to like scream.
And that's on purpose, so I can actually focus on the audio. I have noise canceling headphones.
Shut out your family.
Yes. I've done a video about bone conducting headphones. You know, so they work really well. If you do want to kind of keep as much awareness of your surroundings as possible, bone conducting headphones are great for that. They sit like below your ears and kind of somehow go through your skull. I think it might be like dark magic or something, but I just have, and I did a video about my favorite headphones where they're just some simple sport type that go in the ear and they wrap around the back of the head and they're Bluetooth. They work really, really well. I love those things.
They weren't very expensive, were they?
No, they're like $12 on Amazon. Like, at heart, guys, I'm a cheap dude. I don't want to spend a ton of money if I don't have to. So I try to find the cheap stuff if possible.
If it'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. Guitars and Stargardt says, Sam, can you ride a bike? Yes, he can.
Yes, I can. I've got a video showing riding a bike and playing guitar.
Matt Mitchell wants to know if you've ever used a Google Pixel. I'm using a Google Pixel right now.
Yep, Rachel has a Google Pixel.
You haven't really used it though.
No, because Google Pixel is running what they call vanilla Android. It's Android as Google wants it. But the problem is, and this is my opinion, of course, I do have a long history with mobile technology. I had a whole YouTube channel on mobile technology prior to having my own channel. Vanilla Android doesn't have the best accessibility. It's got all the basics, but it's like the font enlarging. It only goes to a certain level, and it's not very big. And then they don't, or I should say that other companies like Samsung, I'm a Samsung guy, because Samsung comes in and they take that basic accessibility and then they add extra stuff onto it. On my Samsung, I can make the font about twice as big as just stock Google or stock Android can. So Pixel's great. It's fantastic as far as like speed and performance and getting the updates super fast and all of that stuff. But I'm just not crazy about it as far as accessibility. I think Samsung has better accessibility. Don't hate me.
Maybe Today 437 says, any devices you recommend to help with cleaning the house? I don't really think devices, maybe some techniques, but
Yeah.
we do have a robot vacuum and we love it. But I don't know that that's really a vision impaired thing. It's just...
Well, it kind of is, you know. Yeah, the robot vacuum. I've done videos on different techniques, like using high contrast cleaning solutions in like the toilet bowl and stuff like that. How I sweep, you know, doing kind of a grid system from one end of the room to the other, because I can't see what I'm sweeping. I'm just making sure I hit all the surfaces. And that's kind of how I wipe things down too.
Yeah, making sure you start in one corner and go like up and down all the way across until you get to the far corner.
Yeah. But I think the only tip, which is something Rachel has always said, is more of a tip for the spouse or the significant other, is not to sweat it. You know, if it's not 100% clean, it's not that big. It's not a big deal, you know. Or if you have to come back and you've said it before. I think in our couples Q&A video, you said that if I mop the floor one day and you come home and there's still some crud on the floor, you know that I tried. I just didn't see it. So it's not like, you know, you're not going to blow up at me because of that.
And it goes both ways. Like, I need to not blow up at him because he missed something, but he also needs to not get mad at me if I go behind him and clean it.
Yeah.
And which can be difficult from both sides, I think. Which I think over time we've gotten better. We
just don't clean anymore. That was the solution. We'll just let it get dirty.
That's not true. But it is I've had to learn to try not to get frustrated because like Sam, unless like it's pointed out to him or there's like a schedule of it, he is never ever going to think to dust.
No, because I don't see the dust.
He can't see dust. Yeah. So like he's never ever going to do that on his own. So I dust pretty regularly, or I will like just this past weekend I asked him if he would like I noticed there was like the baseboards in one room were like gross. And so I asked him to, and so he did. But he can't see it, so he's just making sure he starts at the corner and then
I scrub all the way down the line.
Go all the way to the end, yeah.
But I don't know if I got it or not.
Yeah, but it's better than it was before. Probably not perfect, but it's better, and that's all that I really care about.
I strive for mediocrity. Mediocrity. How does
it? There's no meteor in there. There's no R at all.
Meteorology?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Mediocrity. Thank you. Continue. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
There's been a lot of people who've been really active. So Little Caesar asked, do you have any tips for other visually impaired creators?
Yeah, sure.
Keep creating.
Next question. I do. Like it depends on what you're talking about. I've made videos on how to start a YouTube channel with vision impairment, tips and tricks for like how to set up your shots, how to make sure you're in frame, how to repeat that action each time without needing help from a sighted supporter. I did a whole video showing how I edit, using the accessibility on my computer. The biggest tip that I give, and I've done whole presentations on YouTube and doing that and stuff, is to a lot of people are like they're scared to get started. They're intimidated to get going. They think, well, I can't think of anything to make. It's not going to be a good video. And I tell them, your first videos are going to be terrible. Just accept it. They're going to be terrible. They always are. Nobody comes out with like banger videos. They're always bad. It's just more important to get going and get started and get on that rhythm of making them. My buddy Juan Alcazar, JC5 Productions on YouTube, he once said, it's, oh crap, what did he say? It's better to start. Oh, he said, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start in order to be great. And it's true. It's like, you're not going to be great at the beginning, but you got to start. You get great the more you do it.
Okay.
Sorry, Juan.
I don't think he coined that phrase.
No, he probably did. But that's the first place I heard it, so I give him credit every time.
Now Guitars and Stargardt wants to know, can you ride a bike around the block? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Because he's familiar with our neighborhood.
Yeah, and once again, I don't see detail, but I can see well enough to know if there's a giant car in front of me. Now, I can't go fast. Like I was riding last summer, I think it was. I was riding with my daughter to go to a yard sale, and we started going down a hill, and she's just hauling butt down this hill. And I'm like riding the brakes because I can't see far enough to prepare, fast enough if something is in front of me. But a parked car, I can get around that no problem if I'm going at a moderate speed.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't ride your bike on like a really busy road or something. Something like that. That wouldn't be safe.
Yeah, and if I did it on a sidewalk, and somebody was walking on the sidewalk, I might have to slam on the brakes, when I see them.
Okay. So Kaylee Park says, I want some sort of electronic magnifier that I can write under, but I don't want something as big as a CCTV.
Some of these, so like the Cloverbook Pro would be great. It folds down, and I've got the Patriot Pro, but I don't have it near me. It's very similar to that. It folds down flat, kind of like a laptop, and it uses a 12-inch screen, kind of like a tablet screen. So it folds up, and you can get your hand under there, and you can write and stuff, but it's still portable, I guess you could say, because it folds down. You could use You
can set up like an iPad.
I was going to say, you could use a tablet of some sort with some kind of...
You've done it with a couple different...
stand.
things.
In fact, I'm doing a AT demonstration at work tomorrow, talking about DIY magnification, and that's the whole thing I'm going to be talking about, is how to use a stand and a tablet or a smartphone and create your own CCTVs. I've done videos about that.
Can people watch that, or do they have to be VCB members?
No, anybody can join us.
You want to give the information or no?
If you guys want to join us on Zoom tomorrow, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be talking about that topic, and you can join us on Zoom. Our Zoom phone number or Zoom meeting ID is 859-259-1834. It's the phone number of our office, Bluegrass Council of the Blind. And the passcode is 859, our zip code. So 859-259-1834, and the passcode is 859. Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock. If anybody wants to join us, come on.
Come on.
Come on, bring it.
Okay, Potato 3D says, hi, my 90 years old dad has macular degeneration on both eyes. Can you suggest a lightweight hand magnifier?
Yeah, I love Eschenbach. I've always used Eschenbach for like the last 20 years. They just make really high quality stuff, really high quality optics. They're really known for their optics.
They're not the least expensive.
They're not the cheapest things in the world, but they work really, really well.
And they hold up well.
Yeah. Really the most important, and I did a whole video about buying magnifiers and how to choose the right magnifier. It's really the magnification level that the person needs to know. Once you know your magnification level, like for me, I like a 10 or a 12, preferably a 12.
Which really limits your options.
It does, yeah.
Because
for
that's
that
very
high
powered, yeah.
But once you know it, if you know that you use a 5 times magnifier, you can shop around. You can decide if you want a round one, do you want a square one, do you want one with a light, do you want one that folds up? You can choose all those other things based on your needs. The most important thing is knowing your magnification level.
Celine James said, did you use the app called Apple TV Plus? There is a series called C. There's a series called C. It's amazing, and that is the only show that I've seen that represents blind people.
I love C. I did a whole video talking about my opinion of C and how awesome I thought it was. I've spent a lot of time around blind people. I mean, I graduated from a school for the blind. I've worked with blind people pretty much my whole adult life. And they get it right on that show. Like all the little nuances, the way they move, the way they interact with the environment, I didn't see anything that I thought was like, well, that's not plausible. They wouldn't do that. I loved it all. And fun fact, I almost was on the show. I was auditioning for the show, and I made it...
For like a very minor...
Yeah, it's like a
one-time minor part.
Like Soldier B, Which that's fine. I don't care. But I made it through like 3 rounds of auditions, and then COVID hit, and it's filmed in Canada, so they got locked out of the U.S. So I wasn't able to continue with that, and that was so frustrating. I was so looking forward to being on that show because it's such an awesome show. One of my friends, a fellow YouTuber, her name is oh crap, I'm drawing a blank tonight.
I know she makes the little figures.
She made my figures that are back there on the shelf.
She's young.
I'm gonna think about it here in a second. Anyway, she's like 12 years old or something. She got a part on it. She lives in Canada, and she got a part, and I'm so excited for her. She got to work with Jason Momoa, and it was really awesome. Yeah, Through the Eyes of Abby. Abby, that's her name. Sorry, Abby. Yeah, it's a great show.
Okay. Ducky Dalbino is talking about how their employer is going to buy them a work phone, and they're trying to decide between an iPhone and an Android. And the vision is such that they don't have to use a lot of the accessibility.
Okay.
Said, I'm leaning towards the new Samsung S22 Ultra over the iPhone 13 Max Pro. Backups just kind of seem rough for visually impaired on Android, though. The iPhone just does it. And wanted to know if you had any tips or thoughts.
So my views on Android versus iPhone. I always say that if your vision is to a certain point or a certain level, to where you're using mostly magnification and maybe a light screen reading here and there, then Android is the way to go, because Android is so customizable. You can, if you just need a little bit of extra, you just need the icons a little bit larger, you can make the icons larger. You need a large clock widget on your home screen, you can do that much more than you can on iOS. You need to just adjust things here and there to make it a little bit easier to see. You can do that much, much easier on Android, or at all. On iOS, you can't do hardly anything as far as customization. But then also, once again, as I said before, the screen reader, I think, is better on Android. It's just more intuitive. But then if you need more towards screen reading, I recommend iOS, or if you're not as tech savvy, because iPhones are easier for people to learn than Android. Android's not bad, but it's just, there's a little bit more of a learning curve. So it sounds like, in my opinion, I think you do better with the Android. And the Samsung S20 Plus Ultra Max, that's a fantastic phone, so I think you'd be good with it.
Blind and Bookish, which I love that name, says, what are your thoughts on Bird Box and how they portrayed blindness? Did you watch Bird Box?
I never watched it. I did a video where I made my own, I made my own bow and arrow once. I made my own bow. And then shortly after I made the bow, I made a video about Bird Box and my opinion on it, and how everybody was doing the Bird Box challenge, and they were just putting on blindfolds and being stupid. I mean, they were like, let's see if I can cross this highway with a blindfold on, even though they haven't had any training of how to, move around without vision. And I foolishly made the thumbnail a picture of me pulling my bow with a blindfold on, and that video almost got taken down. It's definitely demonetized. I can't monetize it, and so YouTube did not like me doing that, because it was promoting dangerous stuff.
Doing something dangerous.
Yeah, which I can understand that. But like I said, I haven't watched it. I heard people said they watched it, and it's despite the controversy, it's just not a good movie. It's not a very good movie. So I just never thought about watching it.
Dave the DJ 81 was asking if you have RP, but he does not have RP. He has Stargardt's, which is kind of the opposite. He has his peripheral vision is intact, but he has a huge blind spot in his central vision.
Yeah.
Huge.
Stargardt's is like the cousin of RP.
Sorry. I'm reading things.
TikTok, you guys still there?
They are. That question came from there.
Oh, excellent. For TikTok, real quick while you're reading, if you guys on YouTube, I did a couple TikToks about my new camera. TikTok, I got the camera taken care of. I was reimbursed, or got my money back through B&H and was able to get the camera through a local shop. I had quite an adventure trying to buy this camera, YouTube, involving what I'm pretty sure is a FedEx guy that stole my camera right out of my shipping box.
Yeah, the box made it, but the camera did not.
Yeah, the box was delivered empty. So if you want to hear about that, check out my TikTok.
Okay. Mazen Kareem says, "Hey Sam, what's up, bud? A big hi from Montreal, Canada. Thanks for the great content you cover on your channel. It really helped. Really helped all the blind community worldwide." Ah,
thank you, sir.
Has a question. I watched the video in which you reviewed the eSight 4. Do you think that this device is worth buying?
Once again, it's so difficult for me to say if something is worth it or not.
For him personally, no.
It did not work for me. None of the eSights have worked for me, but all of those devices that just have little screens in front of the eyes traditionally just don't work well for me. I think it's because my blind spot, my scotoma, is too big, and so they just don't have the field of view for me. I did like the design. I like that halo design, although it was barely just big enough for my big head. And I told them that. I'm like, you guys got to make a larger size because this barely fits my head. And surely I don't have the largest head in the world.
It's up there.
It's in the top 5, but it's not the biggest. And then, I know they've done some improvements to the software too. I've heard that recently since I tried it, which is good because it was, a couple of the things I had trouble with in the software. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in the video, but I think it's better now. While I was at ATIA, standing right next to the eSight booth, a guy bought the headset, so I don't know. Try it out.
I think it works for some people.
It obviously does. They're selling them, so it's.
I can see people with RP that may be working better than someone like you.
It's funny too because eSight was originally created for Stargardts. Like
really?
the person that created it, their nephew or daughter or something had Stargardts, and so they made it for Stargardts, and they originally marketed it towards central vision loss. Like macular degeneration and Stargardts. And so, it's proven that it does work for some people with Stargardts and stuff, but not me.
Guitars and Stargardt says, any tips on desktop clamp-on magnifier lamps what's a good strength, it says. You don't have one, do you?
No, I've got the ones, I've done videos about them. I've got one in my closet. That's, that I'm going to be selling soon. Shopify, I think Shopify. But anyway, that's the problem, and I mentioned it earlier with magnifiers, is that the larger the lens, the weaker the magnification. So a lot of those light magnifying desk lamps or floor lamps that have a magnifier with a light, they're big, and so they're just not very powerful. And it kind of goes, once again, it goes back to what level you need. For me, none of them work. So none of them are good magnifications. But someone that has just minimum vision loss, a 3 maybe would be good for them. I say if they do work for you, they're fantastic for like crafts and things like that you need hands-free magnification and lighting.
Yeah, like if I've been talking about cross-stitch or embroidery would be fun. And yeah. I don't have like a vision impairment, but my eyes are I'm getting older and I don't have good eyes. That would be really helpful for me, I think, for something like that. That's really close up, fine, detail stuff.
Yeah.
Walter Hunter wants to know if your condition is degenerative, like rod cone dystrophy.
Yes, yeah. So Stargardt's is basically an early onset or a juvenile form of macular degeneration. So it manifests basically the same way, dry macular degeneration. It just happens earlier in life, early onset. So I was 11 when I was diagnosed. But other than that, yeah, it's continually getting worse.
Slowly.
I'm very fortunate, knock on wood, thank you. Thankfully, mine is very slow. And it's not projected. I'm not projected to lose all of my sight. They say the good news is you'll die long before that happens. Like, hey, thanks.
Okay, so I think I'm caught up on chat questions, but if anybody asked something that they really want answered and I didn't answer it, please ask again because, yeah, I don't catch it all. And Ducky Dalbino is leaving, but wanted to thank me as well. My name is Rachel.
Yeah.
They said they didn't catch my name.
Thank you, Ducky. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here soon, guys, because it's after 9 and
I need to get ready for bed.
yeah, we got to get up early. But I did want to mention that this Saturday, if you are a member of the Blind Life YouTube channel, TikTok, pay attention. I'm doing my monthly members only live like Zoom call live event. So we have one every month. If you're a member of the channel, you get to join us for that, and it's a Zoom call, so it's very intimate, one-on-one. If you guys want to ask questions, and
it's not one-on-one.
Well, it's as they're talking with me, it's one-on-one.
It's a small group.
And then I go to the next one who's one-on-one. Didn't you say you had to go? So that is this Saturday. I wasn't able to do it last week. Usually it's the first Saturday of every month, but we're going to do it this Saturday. So stay tuned for an announcement through the community post on YouTube, the community tab, for more information about that. If you would like to become a member and join us for those events, that information is in the description of all of my videos or on the membership tab of my YouTube channel.
Okay, Tim Black on air said he would love to have you as a guest on their podcast, Blind Like Me.
Okay, yeah. Send me an email, sam@theblindlife.net, N-E-T. And, you know, if the main thing for me is scheduling. If we can make it work, I'm happy to do that.
And Lee asked, where can I find the show C? Did someone say it was on Apple Plus or something?
It's on Apple TV. Yeah, Apple Plus. Yeah. Apple Network, whatever it's called. Apple. Find it on Apple. Yeah, and I think they're on season 2 or something like that. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Post-apocalyptic, dystopian. Everybody's blind. Almost everybody. I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, so that's about it. Membership I talked about. I may be going to CSUN in California next month already. It's hard to believe.
When are you going to find out for sure?
I don't know. I need to talk. If Barry's in here, Barry, call me. I need to figure that out. So if I do, and you guys are in California, it's in Anaheim. I think it's in the last week of March, something like that. CSUN. It's in a big assistive technology conference, the biggest in the U.S. each year. So I'd love to hang out or meet you on the convention floor. So anything?
Yeah, there's a couple more questions that just popped up, but unfortunately they're things that Sam's really not going to be able to help with. Someone was asking about if you know how to find lawyers that deal with ADA rights violations, and that's just not something you really know anything about. Yeah.
What's the civil rights? There's a civil rights group.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you can find something about civil rights, that's what fall under that, I believe.
Someone's wanting to know what your schedule is for live streaming, and we don't really have one.
No.
It's kind of we've been talking about that we need to try to. I think we are going to try to get on some sort of Wednesday schedule, but I don't think it'll be every Wednesday, just because we can't pull it together to do that.
We just have such busy lives.
I got some TV watching to do on my Wednesday evenings, but
Ozark's not going to watch itself.
That candy's not going to crush itself on my phone.
Yeah, that's right. But we do need to get
we've talked about that. Maybe trying to do it once a month or twice a month on Wednesdays. I mean, it is an easy video to put out. It's just a matter of doing it. You don't have to edit it after the fact, which is nice.
Yeah.
Dan Bradley just asked if you've been to an NFB convention they're thinking about going, and you have, right?
I have. I went to NFB in 2019, the national convention in Las Vegas. It's fun. If you're going for the convention, it's basically a big party. These people, like the members, they wait all year to go back and see their friends and have a good time. You guys go on outings, like field trips. When it was
NFB does that too, because ours was what is it?
ACB. We went to ACB in 2017, I believe it was, and then NFB I went for work. And yeah, they do the same thing. They go on outings and they have events. And then the convention hall is pretty good. It's pretty good. They have a lot of people selling stuff. Like, I mean, other than
that is vendors.
Yeah, but not like AT distributors. It's people selling crafts and things like that.
Skylar's walking in.
Yeah. She was the thumbnail of our last live stream. Did you see that?
Was she not?
Yeah.
Also, the person that asked about the lawyer, someone on TikTok, Aunt Orope, said they can contact the Federation for the Blind for lawyers, they thought.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That might be a place to check.
National Federation.
Need some money, were you just checking in?
Yeah, Audrey has some shirts she said she could lend me for tomorrow. I was wondering, since she's so close, if I could pop over.
No, you cannot drive by yourself.
Okay, let's wrap it up, guys. I got a kid to spank.
Why would you say that?
I'm just kidding.
When you're on live. You're 41.
Because the parents out there, they can relate.
All right.
Their children.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, let me get back here so I can end the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Once again, we will stay tuned. We will kind of come up with a plan for doing this again in the future. Goodbye, TikTok. Can you end TikTok for me?
I don't know how, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, thank you to TikTok for joining us as well. YouTube, go check out my TikTok. TikTok, check out my YouTube. I have over almost 700 videos on my YouTube, so lots of information.
Yeah, lots more on YouTube than TikTok.
I have like 15 videos on TikTok. No, I've got more than that. It's fun though.
Yeah, TikTok's fun.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments of this video, or send me an email. Like I said, sam@theblindlife.net. I don't know if I'll be able to help, but I'll do my best. All right. See you later, guys.